Hello, once again. A DPF, a diesel particle filter. It takes all the soot particles out of the exhaust system, out of the combustion system. The soot particles are microscopic, they're horrible, they get in your lungs. I totally get it, I totally understand DPFs when they're working well. The back of your exhaust is clean, which is great. But all that soot builds up in your DPF filter. It's basically a honeycomb filter with some very precious metals in. I don't know how it quite works. It catches the soot, basically. But eventually it's going to block up. You've heard of blocked DPFs and all of that. There's an equation in the ECU. It somehow works out when the soot level is getting high. Then it has to do what is called a regeneration. And how it does that, it turns on the glow plugs, it turns up the amount of fuel that goes in and basically burns extra fuel, and it'll run the exhaust in that DPF to around about 600 degrees, which is incredibly hot. That heat burns the soot down into ash, which is harmless, and it must just get blown out the exhaust. That's the DPF, the diesel particle filter. But anyway, while I've got this off, how a DPF works or how it's monitored. Up the front, we've got a temperature sensor, measures the temperature before the catalytic converter, before the DPF. Got an oxygen sensor. It's measuring what the fuel ratio is coming out of the engine, and it'll trim the fuel injectors for best fuel economy and all of that. We've got another temperature sensor here, and it's going to measure before the cat and after the cat. This is quite an old system. On the DPF, the way it measures soot level, there's a pipe here, goes up to a sensor, and there's a pipe here, goes to the sensor. So you've got before DPF and after DPF. And believe it or not, that sensor is called a differential pressure sensor. Very simple. It measures the pressure between here and here. If the pressure is getting like too high here, it means the soot level is getting high. It can't push the exhaust gases out and through to this one. If they're sort of even, it knows it's clean. And once it starts sensing that this pressure is different to this pressure, it'll do a regeneration. And it uses the heat sensors and the oxygen sensor and all that to measure how much extra diesel to throw down the exhaust to get it to burn super, super hot. Quite often vehicles, modern vehicles with all this on, I say modern, DPF's been around a while now. The engine oil sump tends to go up, which is hard to understand. Why would a car gain oil? Well, it's not actually gaining oil, it's gaining unburnt diesel. Say you're bombing down the local highway, motorway, dual carriageway, and it needs parameters to do a regeneration. All its parameters are right. I'm doing over 60 miles per hour. Temperature's good, water temperature's good, outside air temperature's good. It's like, right, let's go. It hits it, and it sends all that fuel down the exhaust to burn. But it doesn't know you're just about to peel off the motorway and head into Tesco. So you go from whatever the set speed limit is to do this, from 60 down to 30 miles per hour. It's going to shut it down. Doesn't want that heat while it's stationary. There's nowhere for that spent diesel to go, so it ends up in the oil sump. That's why you get this gain in sump level, and you'll get a warning on your dash saying sump oil level too high, which is a really weird one, but that's how that all works. Another little point with that oil gain on wet belt systems that we all love, I think the boffins have discovered, or nobody really thought about it, they didn't take into account that unburnt diesel would end up back in the sump if a DPF regeneration is aborted for whatever reason. And it's that unburnt diesel that is attacking the actual wet belts. That's what's making them come apart. So the design probably was okay, but just nobody took into account, hang on, what if we get excess diesel in there? So now apparently the structure of the belts have been changed so they can deal with that. And like anything else, new technology, it's going to take a little while to iron out the bugs while they're being tested on the public. Any good? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching.